9 Most Famous Teachers in History. Over the centuries, there have been many great teachers. Teachers cannot be interpreted as mere educators in the school. We can consider teachers as individuals who impart any knowledge for the good of society. Some made contributions only in the classroom, while others made their mark as world-class teachers through their work in politics and humanity. Welcome everyone to a new episode of Billion Stories. Today's video is about 9 famous teachers who imparted knowledge for the betterment of the society that most people should not know. So, let's get started. Number 1. Martin Luther King Jr. Martin Luther King Jr. was not only one of the most famous leaders in the world, but also one of the most famous teachers. Born in 1929, Luther King Jr. served as a pastor in Atlanta until he died in 1968. He received his BA degree from Morehouse College, and he later earned a Bachelor of Divinity degree in 1951 from the Crosser Theological Seminary in Pennsylvania. During his lifetime, he traveled extensively and preached more than 2,500 times to educate U.S. citizens about poverty, injustice, and racism. He was a pacifist. His speech, "I Have a Dream," made him a symbolic leader not only for American blacks, but for people around the world who are suffering injustice. Number 2. Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela was born in 1928 in the Eastern Cape. Growing up, stories of heroes participating in the South African resistance wars were heard from adults. Then he was only 12 years old. He began to dream of making his contribution to the freedom of his people from apartheid. He was expelled from the university due to student protests, but completed his law degree in 1989, after being released from prison 3 decades later. He was jailed for 30 years for treason. Upon his release, he continued a peaceful war against the whites. He was awarded the 1994 Nobel Peace Prize. Nelson Mandela became a symbol of equality, justice, and democracy. He is still a teacher in the minds of growing generations. Number 3. Jim Valvano. Jim Valvano was not just a basketball coach. He was a player, a famous teacher, and a sincere inspiration to many people. At age 46, he was diagnosed with cancer and never lost his courage. In his teaching career, he always preached about enthusiasm, dreams and goals, and how to prepare for work. He was very humble. He wanted nothing more than excellence from all his players. Cancer finally overpowered him. But his legacy, inspiration, and courage still empower athletes. Number 4. Jaime Escalante. Jaime Escalante was born in Bolivia but moved to the U.S. at an early age. There he became famous for teaching mathematics at Garfield High School in East Louisiana. Although the school has never excelled academically, under Escalante's teaching style and inspiration, student performance has improved significantly. The main reason was his passionate style, dedication, and love for teaching. Students at Garfield High passed the state advanced placement exam in the early 1980s, which earned him national recognition. Escalante's achievements as a famous teacher are depicted in the film Stand and Deliver. Number 5. Randy Pausch. Randy Pausch was a professor of computer science at Carnegie Mellon University. At age 47, he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. However, it was his teachings that made Randy Pausch world famous. He inspired millions to overcome obstacles and realize their childhood dreams. He urged students not to accept defeat and to value other things in life, such as family. He persuaded his students to believe that everyone would lose, but that experience was the most important thing one could get. He also taught that success can be achieved by doing the right thing from that experience. Number 6. Aristotle. Aristotle is considered one of the most influential thinkers in history. Aristotle played a crucial role in laying down the foundations of what we consider philosophy and scientific thought. Aristotle taught several great kings, including Alexander the Great, Ptolemy, and Cassander. Number 8. Margaret McMillan. Margaret McMillan was born in the U.S., but moved to England at a very young age. McMillan was a strong advocate for poor children. She aggressively campaigned for free meals in schools, medical checkups for school children, and school clinics. She established an open-air nursery school and training center for senior trainers and children. Number 9. Friedrich Frobel. Friedrich Frobel, the founder of the first kindergarten in Blankenburg, taught secondary schoolboys during his early school days. He later worked with preschool children. He believed this was his true calling. Froebel was one of the first people to highlight the importance of the first years in a child's development. He believed that children learn the best lessons through self-activity, speech, and play. Who was your favorite teacher during your school days? Please comment below this video the name and subject they taught you and why you liked them. No doubt teachers played a big role in our life. I hope you liked this video. Please give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing to Billion Stories and follow our Facebook page as well, because more incredible contents are on the way. Until we come up with a new video, take care and goodbye.